Due to the nature of automated moderation on YouTube, I suspect this video may be taken down for copyright infringement, despite its educational value and transformative nature. This video is backed up on the Internet Archive, and you can find a link below. In the Groove is a Dance Dance Revolution clone developed by RoXoR Games, released to arcades in 2004. In 2005, Guitar Hero developers Red Octane published its PS2 port, with 79 tracks to stomp some arrows to, and a few unique tricks up its sleeve. The success of In the Groove inspired a 2005 sequel, In the Groove 2, featuring 58 more songs if you don't count a few reappearances. Konami, makers of the Dance Dance Revolution series of games, then hit RoXoR Games and Red Octane with a patent suit. As part of the settlement, Konami scored the rights to In the Groove. Since then, the series has been dormant, though some of its developers have continued to work within the rhythm game scene. Between both games, there are 138 songs. Unfortunately, some of these songs, to varying degrees, have been lost to time. My name is Nick Shutter, and I've been on something of a years-long hunt. About 1 year after Konami Corporation versus RoXoR Games Inc., when I was 11 years old, I would move from a city in Indiana to a small village in Ohio, and a new friend would introduce me to the PS2 port of In the Groove, starting something of an obsession within me that would continue to burn even 20 years later. One might think that means I actually got really good at the game, but that's what we'd call a good one. At my peak, I could do Bend Your Mind and Anubis on hard, both of which I think of as fairly lenient step charts. No, what I fell in love with was the soundtrack. See, I didn't have free, unrestricted access to the internet yet, so I hadn't started discovering music that way. I was reliant on my mom's extensive CD collection, the radio, and video game soundtracks, all of which helped shape my early taste in music. Though I'd been exposed to electronic music by this point, I was desperately hungry to find more, and In the Groove fulfilled a bit of that desire. I became quickly attached, to the point that my friend just let me have his copy of the game. Once the shitty little dance pad broke down, I'd just play it on controller. Once I started using the internet to discover music, somewhere closer to 2009, I'd get deeper into the discographies of my favorite In the Groove artists. Developer and step chart artist Kyle Ward with his many aliases, Machine Supremacy with their SID chip enhanced power metal, MC Frontalot in his dorky nerdcore hip hop. I loved it all. I only wish I'd dug a little deeper when I had the chance. Scoped out all the artists, downloaded everything at the time. See, as I mentioned before, some of the songs from the In the Groove series are lost to varying degrees. But Nick, I hear you contest, how can a song from In the Groove be lost? We have all of the SIM files. You can download all of it right here. And yeah, that's mostly true. No songs from In the Groove are entirely lost, but with these kind of arrow-stomping rhythm games, it's standard for a song to be cut to 2 to 2.5 minutes long, as opposed to games like Beat Saber or OS that tend to utilize full-length songs. This serves the purpose of fair play when sharing a cabinet, maintains game flow, and ensures players don't get exhausted mid-track. However, this means the songs present in the Groove that were not already 2 minutes long or produced specifically for the game were cut down from full versions. It's these full versions, the uncut songs, that can be hard to find, especially in official downloadable form. Some of them have known official physical releases, which means they aren't technically lost, but they're not exactly accessible either. And while I'll be mostly talking about officially available tracks, it's worth noting that a lot of these lost songs can only be found through extra-legal means. As a side note, the version of a song that appears on an album might not actually be its longest version. This is especially common with club music, like most of what we're dealing with in the Groove soundtrack. These kinds of songs frequently have even longer versions, and are usually denoted as club mix, 12-inch mix, single version, extended mix, or something along those lines. When possible, these are the versions I'm trying to find. I've been trying to track down the full version of every song from In the Groove for maybe 6 or 7 years now. I didn't actually kick things into high effort mode until the past few though, and as of now, I think I've hit the limits of what I'm able to find by myself. I've Googled and binged every artist multiple times trying to find personal sites, SoundClouds, Bandcamps. I've scoured archived mp3.com pages, including the mp3.com skeleton hosted by the Internet Archive. I've looked through old Reverb Nation accounts. I've made a Lost Media Wiki forum thread that's mostly just my own posts. I've emailed artists. I reached out to one on LinkedIn, and I've used Discogs and Rate Your Music extensively during my search. All to some success and some failure. Before we get into the missing songs, I'd like to highlight some of those successes and show you the progress I've made in my search. But first, I'm going to quickly put up a list of songs on the screen that we won't be covering in this video. These are the songs that were never lost to begin with, and always easy to find official downloads of. Some of them are free, some of them aren't, but they've been available since at least the time I started trying to keep track. So without further ado, some successes from my searching. Dax is the music project of Dax Kalner. He worked mostly in alternative and industrial rock. His song Not Worth the Paper has always been available on Dax the EP. But Dreams of Passion is a tougher one to find. This is actually a musician I searched for back in middle or high school, so I knew that Dax had a personal site with free MP3 downloads. It's where I got my own personal copies, so I knew that Dreams of Passion was on there. I looked it up on the Internet Archive and it's not there, even though I could have sworn it was. Thankfully, Rare Content on YouTube re-uploaded the song and provided a Dropbox link. Normally, I wouldn't accept this as official and legal, but since this was definitely a free download before, I'm comfortable counting it. Notably, I actually have another track by Dax that didn't get archived and was never re-released. It's a childhood favorite of mine, his cover of David Bowie's Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to ashes and funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high.
I've thrown it on the Internet Archive, and you'll find a link to that below in the description. DJ Do is a Swedish club producer who was active in the 2000s but has gone dormant. They never released any albums, and I could never find any official profiles or mentions of albums online, so I gave up my search for DJ Do. Until Nathan on the Lost Media Wiki sent Internet Archive links of DJ Do's In the Groove tracks. Not only did someone find the DJ Do songs, this tip-off ultimately led me to the mp3.com skeleton. I guess I should explain the skeleton. On the Internet Archive, you can find the mp3.com skeleton, a big rip of information taken from mp3.com shortly before it shut down. It doesn't have the actual song files, but importantly, it does have a list of URLs for each artist, as well as a bunch of raw HTML snapshots of their pages, but with missing images. You can open up this artists.list file in Notepad++, search for your artist, and find this number in their URL. That's the folder number their HTML file will be in. And now you can look at a broken version of their old profile. Importantly, this profile might have links to MP3 files successfully captured by the Internet Archive. I've searched every artist on the In the Groove roster using this method, and I suspect this is what Nathan on the Lost Media Wiki might have done for DJ Do. You can find Do You Love Me, which is revealed here to be misspelled in the game, The Beginning, a barely different club mix of The Beginning, Crazy, and even some songs that weren't on In the Groove. DJ Party by BB Hayes has never been exactly what we'd call lost media. The full-length version of this San Francisco DJ's lovely house track was pressed to a 12-inch single that you can buy for less than $1 on Discogs. But without a known official downloadable version, the problem here was just a matter of accessibility. Thankfully, during one of my more recent searches, I did manage to find BB Hayes' Reverb Nation account, where DJ Party is still available for free download. At the time In the Groove came out, mp3.com was the dominant cultural force for spreading your music online, with Reverb Nation coming out a bit later in 2006. It's nice that BB Hayes uploaded this track so we wouldn't have to rely on a vinyl rip for DJ Party. It's legitimately what I would have resorted to if I had to, but I'm kind of afraid of damaging records with my plastic, low-quality vinyl to MP3 machine I use to make noise music. Sporting Riff Raff Records is a record label run by Daz Sampson, who you may know for his 2006 entry into the Eurovision Song Contest, Teenage Life, which I will not be playing a sample of. If you clicked on this video, though, you might know him more for his song, Mellow.
Have you ever smoked a big fat Cuban cigar? Have you ever hitched a ride on a shooting star? Have you ever seen red when it should have been yellow? Whoa, have you ever been mellow? Have you ever seen a day that...
That's right, Daz Sampson is Spacekats, which means he's also the guy that gave you Land of the Rising Sun.
Switch, it's time to get down. Bright like shine on a Chinatown. Doesn't really matter who you are, where you've been. It's all about being in the land of sin. I need something, that's what I yell. Respect to JJ and his little old cell. Where will he go when his time is done? He's off to the land of the rising sun.
In 2022, while I was doing one of my many In the Groove research runs, I noticed that the Beatport account of Sporting Riff Raff Records had recently posted both Mellow and Land of the Rising Sun, and I immediately purchased both of them. Notably, Land of the Rising Sun is credited to Ricky and Daz instead of Spacekats, so Daz Sampson must not have made it alone. Unfortunately, the song is tagged Radio Edit, so a longer version does presumably exist that we don't have access to, but I am happy to have a full version now. But wait, there's more! Sporting Riff Raff Records also posted both of Filo Bedo's In the Groove tracks, Drifting Away and Flying High, the latter of which was misspelled on its initial physical release.
I'm flying high on the wings of love. Never thought that this could be.
I've tried to find a way to contact Daz Sampson or Sporting Riff Raff Records to see if they have anything else in their back catalog, but to no avail. I've only managed to find email addresses from a long time ago. So here's one I knew about before I actually started actively searching. MC Frontalot's Penny Arcade theme can be easily found on the album Nerdcore Rising. But which MC was that is a little bit trickier. That same album does have the song Which MC Was That on it, but it's notably not the version appearing on In the Groove.
Which MC was that? I can't recollect. I heard him on the internet and it was MC Front or something, but I didn't hit save. Which MC was that? I couldn't say. Which MC was that? I can't recollect. I heard him on the internet. It was MC Front or something, but I didn't hit save. Which MC was that? I couldn't say.
For that, you'll have to head to the MP3 downloads page of MC Frontalot's archived site and find it in the old ass demos section. GeorgetowN was pretty tricky to find, an obscure German act with only one album to their name and nearly no mentions online. I was pretty sure the hunt for these guys would be a dead end forever. And then the mp3.com skeleton came through one more time. The only GeorgetowN song on In the Groove is Turn It On. Which is listed in the skeleton and available on the Internet Archive, along with many other GeorgetowN songs, all of which I downloaded for my own personal collection. Those are all the big victories. The rest of the found songs I'll talk about belong to artists we haven't found everything for yet. So without further ado, the lost songs of In the Groove. Anet Ducharme, also known simply as Anet, is a Canadian alternative rock and hard rock musician. Her music is largely not lost, and while it's not all on streaming services, you can buy pretty much any of her stuff on Discogs. What isn't available for purchase or download anywhere officially is her anti-war protest song No One Nation, which also never saw physical release. She uploaded it to YouTube in somewhat low audio quality, so it's not exactly what the Lost Media Wiki would consider truly lost. But it would be a shame if something were to happen to this video. I'm putting this song in a category called Official Streaming Only. I've tried contacting Anet through several channels to see if she'd be willing to add this song to Apple Music or Bandcamp, but haven't received a response. Digital Explosion is a pair of brothers from Finland working in various kinds of electronic music. On In the Groove 1, they gave us Driving Force Classical, Hardcore of the North, and Mythology. On In the Groove 2, you can find Hardcore Symphony, High, and Summer in Belize. High is on Songs from the Past Volume 1, and Hardcore of the North is on Songs from the Past Volume 2, but these are streaming only releases, and most of the songs are actually grayed out for me on Spotify. They're available on Amazon Music, but again, that's only streaming. Driving Force Classical is from an album called Electronique Revolution, but the only one who seems to know that even exists is a guy called Digital Explosion Fan on YouTube. The group apparently had a CD baby, which prints discs on demand as they are ordered, so it's possible this stuff did get printed physically. They had profiles on a lot of sites when they were active, including an mp3.com account not archived in the skeleton, but I was never able to find any file downloads. Between their 6 songs, we can comfortably call 3 of them found since they're on Apple Music, the other 3 are streaming only, and one of those is unofficial. I have no clue who Doolittle is, but Big Bear Brothers on YouTube managed to find and upload the full version of Birdie. I don't know how. Another song for unofficial streaming only. For In the Groove 2, the developers turned to Extreme Music, a production music library for many of the game's tracks. Production music libraries are companies that let you license music for your work. Extreme Music sold CDs back in the day, and in modern times keep a digital library of songs for purchase. One such song was Decode by Dust Devil. Unlike other tracks from Extreme Music's extensive library, this one isn't available anymore. I suspect this might have to do with the fact that it was used as Adult Swim's old opening song. It's possible Cartoon Network or Williams Street purchased exclusive rights to the song at some point, causing Extreme Music to delist it. Whatever the reason may be, Extreme Music did not respond to my inquiry about it. Dancing Freak on YouTube, who will come up in this video again, has the song available to stream. That puts it in the unofficial streaming only category. Pete Ellison is the musician behind the very cool music label Disco Warp, and is known to In the Groove players as Kid Whatever and DJ Zombie. We have all the Kid Whatever songs, but the DJ Zombie ones are missing to various degrees. My Life is So Crazy, This Is Rock and Roll, and While the Record Spins. Used to be available for purchase on Bandcamp on the Disco Warp Archive Pete X StepmaniaX Tracks compilation, but this was removed for some reason. This is the first and only time so far since the start of my journey that any In the Groove tracks went from available to unavailable. Furthermore, the song Ride the Bass has never been available to my knowledge. Last minute addition from Editing Nick here, since there's a song I forgot to mention. Pete Ellison also contributed the song Go 60 Go as Takoyaki, which was also present on the now deleted compilation. Capes Everywhere on YouTube was kind enough to re-upload the Disco Warp Archive compilation, but it's not officially anywhere anymore. More songs for the unofficial streaming only category. Evolution were a progressive house duo from the UK, and you can find a good amount of their work through official means. But the Blank & Jones remix of Walking on Fire is an exception.
Walking on fire.
It was released on a DJ-only promotional single and can't be found anywhere online except for Bogdan Nicolae Kojukaru's YouTube channel. Yet another song for the unofficial streaming only category. Indiggo, who would eventually rebrand as Indiggo Twins, are a Romanian-American duo. They make music, they dance, they act, they do a little bit of everything. Can you find a legal download of Hip Hop Jam? Nope. Just an unofficial stream, though it is the extended version. Check it out though. I actually went out of my way to buy the single from Discogs. Inurvise. I can't find anything about this Inurvise and their song Boogie Down. We only have the ITG size cut. There's no documentation about where this song could have come from or who the artist is. With no full-size track anywhere, this is as lost as it gets, making Boogie Down lost with no known release category. JS14, or maybe JS14, is credited as the lead artist on In the Groove 2's Euromix of Smiley's July. Smiley being an alias of Kyle Ward, who we'll get to last. JS14 is another artist I can't find anything on. Is it a little used Kyle Ward alias, or just an artist with a name that's really, really bad for SEO? Either way, I'm tentatively counting this in the Lost with No Known Release category. And I say tentatively because I get the feeling that July Euromix was made specifically for In the Groove 2, which means it's likely that what we can pull from the game files is actually the full version. Linnea Handberg, better known as Miss Papaya, is a bubblegum dance musician from Denmark. Credited only as Lynn on In the Groove, her song contributions are No Princess,
I'm not a princess and I'm not a queen in a stupid fairy tale, if that's what you mean. And there are no dragons and you're not my knight, so give up without a fight.
and Spaceman.
Spaceman, spaceman, take me away, let's fly into the Milky Way. Spaceman, spaceman, waiting for you, let's fly away into the blue.
Both of which have never had official public releases. That said, they're featured on this, a 2005 CD called Are You Online, which is, according to Bubblegum Dancer, your #1 guide to the world's happiest dance music, a bootleg of demos. Some of these demo songs actually ended up being re-recorded by other artists in the bubblegum dance scene. It's pretty easy to find this demo bootleg floating around online, and you can even stream these songs on YouTube, so for now they go in the unofficial streaming only category. But you should know that if you want these files for yourself, they're pretty easy to come by. Money Deluxe is another artist we have absolutely no info on, and this time we don't even get an mp3.com profile or a write-up on an awesome music database. There's a 3-minute fan-made cut of Funk Factory by Valarta18 on YouTube, but there doesn't seem to be an official release of the song anywhere. I'd love to find out anything about this artist or where the song actually came from. This is Lost with no known release. Nina, Goddess of Dance, is a Swedish Eurodance and trance musician who saw some popularity on mp3.com, enough that you can actually find her print-on-demand CDRs on Discogs on occasion. The status of Nina's songs are a mixed bag. Baby Don't You Want Me, Fly With Me, Romeo and Juliet, and Wanna Do Hard House Mix.
Baby, don't you want me? Baby, don't you care? Baby, don't you want me? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Come play with me. What's made for you, my dear? What's made for passion? The only thing I know is take and give you satisfaction. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Can be found on Dance Unlimited, an easily accessible album. The song Life of a Butterfly,
Preparing myself for the life of a butterfly, laughing and singing
was completely missing for a while, until I found Nina's old SoundClick account. Let My Love Go Blind can be found on the album Lustful Dance, which was pressed on demand by mp3.com, isn't officially available on streaming, and is fairly rare. Dancing Freak on YouTube has the song uploaded, so that one goes in the unofficial streaming only category. Unfortunately, I can't find Pick Me Up and Tango anywhere. None of the albums listed on Discogs feature this song, and it doesn't appear in any archived pages belonging to Nina that I've found. Pick Me Up and Tango is lost with no known release. Obsession is a project of Almighty Records with a revolving door cast of musicians. There is no one Obsession, it's a record label's way of denoting that they're modernizing a disco classic. The status of this one is a bit tricky. You can find an album-length cut of this song on Apple and Spotify, provided directly by Almighty Records. But there's a longer version on its original 12-inch single release, the definitive mix.
On a day like today, the whole world could change. The sun's gonna shine through the rain.
We have an unofficial upload of the definitive mix provided to us by YouTuber David Watios. Most people will be happy with the album mix, but I'd love a re-release of the definitive mix. Almighty Records have definitely released full-length single mixes before. Natalie Brown is another revolving door artist on their roster, and they've compiled and released their longer mixes on both CD and digital platforms. I've contacted them through their site while writing this script. They actually got back to me and said they would put it on the list of things to re-release through their site. As of this recording, though, we'll have to patiently wait. For now, this is lost with known release to me. I guess you can put an asterisk there if you really want me to acknowledge the album-length cut. Onyx is unfortunately another artist we know nothing about, and whoever this is unfortunately picked a name that was already taken by a well-known rap group. And the song is an exclamation point, which makes searching for it fucking impossible. This is lost with no known release. I don't know if we will ever find this one. Check this out. Ooh, shiny. Reflection Theory was an electronic music group fronted by Chris Brickler, whose media conglomerate, Xlantic, published the act's music. Xlantic still exists, and seems to do a bit of everything. These days, Chris Brickler is focused on his company Mind Immersive, which specializes in using VR technology in therapeutic contexts for older adults. As a VR fan, and someone who professionally takes care of people who tend to be older, I think that's pretty neat. Not as keen on his love of AI, but we'd be getting off topic if I went into that. Don't promise me, Hand of Time, and Bend Your Mind.
Don't promise me a world that you can't figure out and you can escape. Don't promise me freedom.
are all available on the self-titled album Reflection Theory, with Bend Your Mind being a hidden track tacked on to the end of the album's last track, We'll Go Flying.
Then we'll go flying. Then we'll go flying. Then we'll go.
That leaves only Don't Promise Me Happiness Comes mix as missing from Reflection Theory's In the Groove entries.
Don't promise me your world that you can't figure out. You cannot escape. Don't promise me your freedom.
I've found a couple of different mixes of Don't Promise Me, including a club mix, and a completely different song called Happiness Comes.
Don't promise me a world that you can figure out when you cannot escape. Don't promise me your freedom. Don't promise.
I can see the beat approaching. 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 I can see the beat approaching.
But none of them are the Happiness Comes mix of Don't Promise Me. It's unprofessional, but I got a LinkedIn account just to contact Chris Brickler and see if he knew anything about it. Here's how the conversation went. January 19th, 2025, I send the first message. Sorry to contact you this way, but are you the same Chris Brickler from Reflection Theory? There's something I'm trying to find. He responds, Hi Nick, yes, I'm that guy. How are you? So I got really excited knowing I actually got the right guy. I wasn't 100% sure if this would actually be him. The dude is a CEO now, so I don't want to waste too much of his time. I decided to get right into what I'm looking for. Pretty great. Hope you're well. Thank you for getting back to me. I really appreciate it. To make a long story short, I've spent the last few years trying to find the full-length versions of all songs that were featured on the 2004 game In the Groove. We have the 2-minute cuts from the game, but so many of those artists' work disappeared with the rest of the early internet, and with it, the versions of a lot of songs. If you have, or could point me towards anyone who might have, a copy of Don't Promise Me Happiness Comes mix, I would really appreciate the effort. So far, we've managed to find the original from the album, a separate club mix from a demo, and a separate track called Happiness Comes, but have had no luck with this one. So I don't hear back from him, and a month later, I try to poke him again. I'm like, hello, hoping to hear back from you regarding the search for this song. If you don't happen to have it, or are unable to share it, and don't have contact with someone who might, I can mark you as contacted on the spreadsheet that would prevent other searchers from also contacting you about it. Regards, and thanks again for your time. So he doesn't get back to me after this, and I figured I'd probably just let it drop. I definitely don't want to pester someone, especially the CEO of a tech company. But 6 months later, I figure I give it one more shot. Sorry to bother you one final time, but I'm in the process of writing the script of a YouTube video about trying to find all of these songs. Don't Promise Me Happiness Comes mix is one of our dead ends right now. If you or anyone you know might be able to point us in the right direction, I'd appreciate the help. And this was the end of my correspondence with Chris Brickler. I figure he probably just muted me, like, back in January, probably. Sammi Morelli is a musician who contributed 3 songs to In the Groove: I'll Get There Anyway, Perfect, and Let Me Be the One.
Don't lift a finger, don't cause yourself a pain. Anything you do still might gain. I leave those pills
the spider to the fire. It's all about images with a candle eye. Sit back, relax, and chill. Let me be the one to take you on a wild ride. Let me be the one to show you to the other side. Let me be the one to lift you right up off the ground. Let me be the one. Let me be the one.
All three of these songs were featured on her album Unlimited, but the entirety of Unlimited is lost media, and we don't know what the cover even looks like, or if there even is a cover. We know it was a print-on-demand CDR, and we have a track list, but that's about it. Morelli is still making music today, and you can find her work on several different platforms, but Unlimited is nowhere to be found. It's worth noting that she performed the songs on Unlimited when she was very young. She would have been like 14 or 15, and if there's one thing I know about artists, is that they really don't want you to see the stuff they were making when they were 14 or 15. So it makes a lot of sense that Morelli wouldn't have it available, and that's assuming she even has that work in her possession anymore, and assuming further that she actually has the rights to it. I did reach out to Sammi Morelli through both her professional email and her Bandcamp page, expressing interest in Unlimited, but also noting that it's fine if she'd rather not share it. I didn't hear back, so either she didn't see those messages or she'd rather not make Unlimited available. Given the context, I don't think it would be a good idea to contact her further about Unlimited, so please don't bother her about it. I did scour a lot of archived pages trying to find anything I could. I found an account on risingmusic.com that would eventually be suspended, so that's kinda funny. She had a personal site in the early 2000s that devastatingly has a songs page with links to MP3 files of every song from Unlimited, and none of the files were archived. None of them. This was devastating to find. Someone, somewhere, has these on their hard drive. But not all is lost. Let Me Be the One can be found on the mp3.com skeleton. Even if that weren't the case, this song is significantly less lost than the other two, because it was also on the Smallville Season 2 soundtrack, as well as this Origin and Friends Various Artists compilation, and hey, look at that! Digital Explosion is here too, though looking a little bit misspelled. Not the songs we're looking for, though. With Let Me Be the One found, we're now missing I'll Get There Anyway and Perfect. These are lost with known release, and I think this one is just gonna take some time. Either someone finds a copy of Unlimited, or someone with an old hard drive will come around to save us. Amor by Uniq, a Eurodance act signed to Scandinavian Records, is unfortunately just a case of an artist's work not being available on digital platforms. You can find it on their album, also called Amor, and the extended remix is on the maxi single. You can buy either of these through Discogs, but there's no way to easily, legitimately obtain this song, but the wonderful Eurodance Hits video channel on YouTube has this song available for streaming. That's another song for the unofficial streaming only category. While the other artists in this video were listed in alphabetical order, I've saved the work of Kyle Ward for last for several reasons. For the sake of organization, I wanted to group his many aliases together in one section. For the sake of brevity, the status of his missing work is more or less the same across all of his aliases. Kyle Ward also comes with a major asterisk, in that he was a developer, in-house musician, and step chart artist on In the Groove. That means any of these potentially missing songs might not actually be missing at all. It makes sense that if Kyle Ward was making music specifically for In the Groove, then there might not be longer versions. That said, he has released albums in the past that feature full-length versions of songs that were cut down on In the Groove, and we do have confirmation that at least 2 songs do have longer versions. His missing songs are as follows: July by Smiley, Disconnected Mobius by Inspector K, Tell by Symphonius featuring Rossini, which Dancing Freak has provided a full-length version of on YouTube. Monolith by Affinity, which we do have a live video of Kyle Ward performing a long version of, which is provided by Schmeichel on YouTube. And all 4 Zigzag songs: Energizer, Pandemonium, Vertex, and Vertex Squared. We also do have an official stream of Robotics by K-Bit on this old Reverb Nation account I found, but no download. Though it does appear that the In the Groove length cut is the full version. I did try to contact Kyle Ward through his website on February 23rd, 2025, but I didn't get a response back. I know he has accounts on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Meta, formerly known as Facebook, but for personal and political reasons, I refuse to get accounts on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Meta, formerly known as Facebook, so I'm not able to ask him there. So that's where the status of songs from In the Groove stand today. Mostly found, some lost to the sands of time, and some leaving me wondering how they ever ended up on the In the Groove soundtrack in the first place. Even after this video goes up, I'll continue my search, and I'll continue to ask for leads from strangers online. In the description of this video, you'll find my Rate Your Music list and Google Docs page documenting the status of every song in the game, as well as some other relevant links. Once this video goes up, I'll start work on the next. A journey into listening to an album from every country. Hope to see you there.